Jesup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jesup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jesup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jesup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jesup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jesup.
WIFO FM Big Dog Country 805. And Bob, it was a town hall meeting. Is that what we had yesterday?
Yeah.
Is that what they called it?
Town hall meeting. Like I said, Buddy Carter's having a series of those town hall meetings. Again, we had a portion of it in our local newscast. We're going to have them in our local newscast all this week. But since we got time here on the Butch and Bob Show, we'll just highlight some of the comments that Buddy Carter had at the town hall meeting. As we mentioned during the newscast, you know, he still is taking some flack over a comment he made when they didn't repeal Obamacare. He made a comment. He says it's a Southern phrase that someone needs to go up there and put a knot in there. We'll just say donkey, but he wasn't using the word. But somebody asked him about that yesterday, said that they were offended by his comments. Would he do it again? Here was Buddy Carter's response yesterday to that question at the town hall meeting.
I might not use the last word, but let me explain that statement to you, and let me refute what you interpreted and what the Urban Dictionary interprets it to be.
Well,
when it was brought up in my family, and when I was born, it meant get your act together. Now, I was asked a question about Lisa Murkowski, one of the 7 at that time. Remember when I made that comment? 7 Republicans had voted against it. 4 males and 3 females. That's a dominant male. 4 against 3. When I made that statement, I used 2 plurals in there. I used them and their. It was not intended for any one person individually. It certainly was not intended to mean anything physical. It was intended to mean they need to get their act together. I have worked diligently on health care, and I continue to. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to this country. The Senate dropped the ball. I'm frustrated with them. I just had it with them. They did not do their part. We did our part in the House. This was a tough vote for a lot of people in the House of Representatives. It was hard for them to make that vote. But they made the hard votes. The Senate needs to make the hard votes. That was a statement that I made that was intended to say, you need to get your act together. That was the same way that my mother made it when she would use it with me. Yes, am I going to do it again? No, I'm not going to use that statement again for fear that somebody's going to use the Urban Dictionary to interpret a Southern saying. I don't get that, but anyway.
So the majority of people in the district haven't heard that saying. I know you heard it. I mean, so you have the constituents in your district for the first time ever are 47%, I think it is, that were born outside of Georgia. And you represent all of us. And there's been a lot of national, it was interpreted as, it said there's 5 female Republican senators. And it was very much interpreted as a sexist remark in national news stories and national blogs.
I can't help how it's interpreted. I can only help how it was intended.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that you won't use it again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Again, that part of the town hall meeting yesterday at the Polytech building at Coastal Pines Technical College. Again, Carter talked on several topics. Again, now that they did not do anything with health care at this time, the question is, and there's talk that there should be a bipartisan effort in Washington, D.C. between the Republicans and the Democrats, sit down and try to work out a compromise on the health care plan. Carter was asked yesterday at the town hall meeting if he would be part of that bipartisan effort.
Yes, I want to work in a bipartisan fashion. When we met for 27 hours and 27 minutes in the committee meeting on the Energy and Commerce when we came out with the American Health Care Act, and let me tell you, that was not a meeting where you go in and then you come back later on and vote, roll all the votes at the end. We were there for a solid 27 and a half hours, and that's fine. I'll go up there and be up there for 48 hours if I have to, whatever has to be done. Yes, I want to work in a bipartisan fashion. I want health care. I've devoted my professional life to health care. I want us to have the best health care system available. But I am not going to stand here and let someone tell me that the Affordable Care Act was bipartisan. It was not. It was passed by Democrats without any Republican input. Now, we should learn a lesson from that. We should learn a lesson from that. We should not let that happen again. I agree with that. It shouldn't be just a Republican plan. It should be a bipartisan plan. And yes, I commit that I will work in a bipartisan fashion to make health care the very best that we can make it in this country. Thank you.
Another topic discussed at the town hall meeting. A lot of veterans were at the town hall meeting again, still trouble with the VA clinics and VA treatment. And Buddy Carter says that he's troubled by that. He says some of the things that he's hearing are simply unacceptable.
You know, it is unacceptable. Emmett and I talked about it before we came in here, and I know that, Emmett, what did you tell me? Right now they're in May, and
his, I think, was August, so they're still.
So we still got a few months.
July,
And that's
August.
what, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, no, 2014.
It's the
That's
same
what they're
number
working.
I've received for the past 18 months.
Right.
The VA had no issue sending you the exact same letter over 18-month period. The only thing that changed was the date that they were sending the letter.
And this is the way we treat our nation's heroes. It's just unacceptable. I apologize. To the extent that my office or I could do anything, I apologize.
Introduce the legislation.
Okay.
Good job.
All right. I promise you, we'll look at it.
And again, there's some more comments of Congressman Buddy Carter at the town hall meeting. We'll hear more when we come back. We'll take a break and talk about environmental issues. The environment was discussed at the town hall meeting. We'll hear from Buddy Carter on those issues after these commercial messages.
Murphy's Builder Supply is where you need to go for all your home improvement projects and hardware needs. They've been serving folks in this area since 1946. Murphy's offers some products and services that you may not know about. They now sell ammunition, both bullets and shells. Murphy's also sells personalized tags for dog collars. They build customized screens for windows and doors. Murphy's can rekey locks, and of course they can make keys. They cut glass for windows, plus Murphy's has monthly doorbuster specials. Check their Facebook page to see what's on sale. Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
Mike Birch Ford and Blackshear honors military and first responders by giving additional bonus cash on all new Ford models, plus 0% financing for 72 months on nearly every new car. Stop this surge. Call Mike Birch or at MikeBirchFord.com.
0% with approved credit. See dealer for details.
This is a special announcement. As a good neighbor in this community, Republic Services of Georgia is proposing changes to Wayne County officials. Their Good Neighbor plan calls for no future disposal of coal ash at Broadhurst Landfill in exchange for rate adjustments to residential waste collection, commercial waste collection, and landfill tipping fees. It's a win-win for everyone. Tell your Wayne County officials that you support this Good Neighbor plan today.
Jesup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jesup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jesup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jesup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jesup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jesup.
Wheels and deals that are ripe for the picking at Mike Birch Ford and Blackshear. Trade in for a new 2017 Edge with 0% financing and $1,000 in trade-in assistance. Stop the search. Call Mike Birch or go to MikeBirchFord.com. 0% with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Welcome back. We continue with the Butch and Bob Show. Again, we're highlighting the comments yesterday at the town hall meeting by First District Congressman Buddy Carter. Again, discussed many issues. A lot of questions were asked. He was asked about environmental issues. Would he protect the environment or sell out the big business? Here was Carter's response to that question.
I do believe we should explore that, and let me explain to you why. No, I don't want to do anything that's going to harm our environment. However, keep in mind, folks, first of all, let's talk about energy independence. Now, I know there are some of you out there who are as old as I am, and you can remember when the Middle East had us literally over a barrel. We should never let that happen again. We should never let them hold us hostage to oil. If we've got it here, we need to be making sure we're doing everything we can to be energy independent. And when I say that, I mean using all of the above type of philosophy. And that includes solar energy. That includes renewable energy. Remember, when I was in the state senate, I still got the scars to show for when I went up against Georgia Power and told them, y'all need to be using more solar power. Now they are, thank goodness. But I took a lot of scars away from that. But I'm going to continue to do that because I do believe that we have to have energy independence. Also, we have to have economic development. I mean, think of all the jobs that could provide for us, all the revenue it could provide for us, not at the cost of hurting our environment. not at that cost. However, if we can do it, and if there is a medium there to where we can coexist, then I think we ought to look at it. My daddy always told me, a closed mind's a dead mind, and you don't want a dead mind, so I'm just keeping an open mind about it.
And Carter says another thing is it all about communication. He said he recently attended a meeting with the Satilla Riverkeepers. He said that he's not been made aware of several issues.
We talked about the Satilla River and the gala that we had the other night. It was such a great event. And I actually met with Laura Early, who is the new Satilla Riverkeeper. Actually, and she brought up that same thing. What about this bill? Why did you vote for this? I said, Laura, I didn't hear from you. I need to hear from you, and I need to hear from y'all. Because if I had heard from her, and we traded phone numbers now, she's going to be calling me, I'm not going to say that I'm going to vote with you every time, but I want to hear from you. I need to know. If this is going to impact us, and that's what I share with Laura, if it's going to impact the Satilla, if it's going to impact Omaha, if it's going to impact anywhere in the 1st District, I need to know that. Again, I'm not committing that you're going to agree with me on every vote that I take, but I will promise you that I will listen.
And again, those are some of the highlights from yesterday's town hall meeting at Coastal Pines Technical College with Congressman Buddy Carter. Again, he has a series of those town hall meetings, but the first one was held here yesterday in Wayne County at Coastal Pines Technical College. We'll come back with more of the Butch and Bob Show. Again, the Board of Education made a decision yesterday regarding the solar eclipse. We'll talk about that when we come back after these commercial messages.
We've just had a record-breaking month, but now we've got more pre-owned inventory than we have room for. Low-mileage one-owner vehicles as low as $199 a month. Lexus, Camrys, Accords, Silverados, and more at MikeBirchFord.com. Stop the search. Call Mike Birch with approved credit. See dealer for details.
This is a special announcement. As a good neighbor in this community, Republic Services of Georgia is proposing changes to Wayne County officials. Their Good Neighbor plan calls for no future disposal of coal ash at Broadhurst Landfill, in exchange for rate adjustments to residential waste collection, commercial waste collection, and landfill tipping fees. It's a win-win for everyone. Tell your Wayne County officials that you support this Good Neighbor plan today.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup. Jesup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jesup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jesup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jesup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jesup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jesup.
Mike Birch Ford and Blackshear honors military and first responders by giving additional bonus cash on all new Ford models, plus 0% financing for 72 months on nearly every new car. Stop the search. Call Mike Birch or at MikeBirchFord.com.
0% with approved credit. See dealer for details.
WIFO-FM world-famous Butch and Bob Show at 8:17. Coming up on the 21st, it's a total eclipse of the heart. Remember that song?
Yes. It's the Beatles song, Here Comes the Sun.
That would work as well.
But anyway, it's solar eclipse, August 21st. It's getting a lot of national attention, getting a lot of statewide attention due to school systems. Several school systems have announced closing school that day. Savannah Chatham Public School System has canceled all classes for Monday, August 21st due to the solar eclipse. Effingham County also announced last week they will be closed for the eclipse as well. Last night, the Board of Education meeting, it came up under discussion for the agenda, and Dr. Brinson and the Board of Education decided they believe it's an educational experience for our students. So again, what they've opted to do is they're going to extend the school day on August 21st for the educational experience for the solar eclipse. And apparently there's special glasses you can have for the solar eclipse. They're called eclipse viewing glasses, and Dr. Kristlyn Odom and the 007I girls are providing those complimentary eclipse sunglasses for all students and teachers and employees of the Wayne County school system for that educational experience. Again, they're going to have more details provided by the school system as the date nears, but again, it's set for August 21st, and again, Wayne County's opted to have school that day, and again, use it as an educational experience. So I don't ever remember seeing the solar eclipse, Jonathan. I know it comes every.
Space.com said it's not as rare as people think, every 18 months. But to have one say, like, if you had one, this one, it says in one specific place to happen again 360 years, but they happen every 18 months.
It's got to be.
I've never seen. I don't recall. When was the last one that we had that was even partial? 20, 30 years ago. This is the last time
I think it's longer than that. I think somebody said I was 6 years old the last time it took place.
Depends on where you were, but I think we had one here in the 80s, late 80s sometime.
But it's just interesting how the different school systems take different approaches. Like I said, the school superintendent from Savannah and Chatham County Public Schools, Dr. Ann Levitt, is quoted as saying, "Student safety remains our guiding factor as we consider all conditions surrounding this event. After reviewing various options and carefully weighing the pros and cons of each, it's been determined that school closure for students is the most responsible option. We also recognize the historical significance of this event for our country. The days leading up to the eclipse will present wonderful learning activities for our students, which will also feature safety information regarding the dangers of looking at the sun during this occurrence. It will be considered an inclement weather day, and a makeup day will not be required in Chatham County." In Effingham County Public Schools announced last week they'll be closed for the eclipse as well. It says, while coastal Georgia is not in the so-called path of totality where the moon will dramatically block out sunlight for several minutes that afternoon, it is pretty close. They state the 70-mile wide path travels diagonally across the country from Oregon to South Carolina, exiting the continent at Charleston, which puts the closest edge to about 70 miles north of Savannah near Walterboro, South Carolina. They say the eclipse will start in this area at 1:15, reaches its maximum at 2:45 before ending at 4:09 that date on August the 21st. So again, we'll hear more from the school system as the date nears, but again, Wayne County School System again announced last night that they will be in session that day. Schools will not be closed in Wayne County on August 21st. Again, they'll use this as an educational experience, and they will simply extend the day that day. And again, Dr. Kreslin Odom with 007 Eye Care is providing the complimentary eclipse sunglasses for all students, teachers, and employees that day. So should be an interesting day, August 21st. I don't have a calendar for what day is that on? Do you have a calendar in front of you?
21st is a Monday. Monday.
So Savannah and Effingham just basically using it for a three-day weekend.
Any excuse for a 3-day weekend, right?
There you go. You like those 3-day weekends, don't you?
Yeah, I like 4-day wraparounds personally.
There you go. But anyway, just want to bring that information here on the Rural Phoenix Vision. Like I said, hopefully we can get Dr. Brinson or someone at the school system to come and talk more about it as the date nears. I'm sure, like I said, they're going to state they will be providing more information to all parents and students as the date nears. But again, they just want to make it clear that school will be in session that date on Monday, August the 21st.
And let's also stress that you got to have the special glasses. Don't put on a cheap pair of sunglasses you pick up for your dashboard and try and look at this. You've got to have the glasses. You can ruin your eyes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't be out there just staring at
the sun
without any glasses.
So
don't do that.
You have to either do that or the pinhole viewer thing, which.
And a reminder also, we got the big football scrimmage coming up on Friday night. A lot of excitement building for that. Again, we'll have that for you here on Big Dog Country. Again, we're going to start with the coaches show at 6:30, pregame show at 7, and scrimmage at 7:30. In Thomas County Central, good football team. They won their region last year in 1-5A. They went to the second round of the state playoffs last year before losing out to Carrollton. So good football team coming in. They beat us last year in the scrimmage 21-8. So hopefully we get some revenge this Friday night at JC Stadium. But the excitement builds towards the season. A lot of people excited about this upcoming football season. So
I'm going to make a prediction on who's going to win Friday night.
I know. You already said this yesterday.
The Yellow Jackets will win.
You're right. Yellow Jackets will win because they're the Yellow Jackets as well. I'm telling you, you really. How late do you sit at home and think up this stuff?
I don't.
You don't. It just comes through.
Yeah, it's just there. It's in the cluttered attic of my mind.
I said it rained out yesterday in softball. We're going to make that up today. I said the volleyball team in action tomorrow on the road. Cross country is still a few weeks away for their first match. They still have tryouts underway. I think Coach Broadhead said they'll have the team set by the 17th of this month. So said I saw him at the golf tournament, asked him how many kids he had trying out. He said they got a lot of kids trying out for cross country. So it's good to see everybody out there running. I think you could be their honorary team captain for a meet. Have you run that course?
Need to have to have Wayne EMS standing by.
They do. They stand by. They're already there. They have
cart me to Wayne Memorial about halfway through the course.
They have that at those meets. They are standing by for in case somebody twists their ankle or gets hurt, or they have that on guard. So that'd be good. What date you want to do that? Look at the schedule.
I'm not about to.
We could promote that. Come watch Jonathan Swift run the cross-country course.
Didn't they, Tom, on almost everything, they raised funds for a golf cart for the coach? I'll ride in the golf cart.
Ride in the golf cart?
I really do need to get
ride the golf cart.
Get back at it, because...
a couple events for the Chamber tomorrow. Again, they've got the Leadership Wayne class meets tomorrow night for their event tomorrow night at the Strand Cinema. And that's for all alumni as well. So again, they're going to have hors d'oeuvres and beverages served tomorrow night. Also tomorrow morning, they've got the event for the membership orientation presented by Rainier Advanced Materials. That gets underway from 8 to 9:30 at the Chamber office at 261 West Plum Street. And presentation includes member privileges, discounts, your unique member webpage, all types of information. They state you'll definitely learn something about the Chamber that you do not know. And that's tomorrow morning between 8 and 9:30 at the Chamber of Commerce office at 261 West Plum Street. If you need more info, simply call the Chamber at 427-2028. Also, don't forget, coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend is the Grand Slam Fishing Tournament. Always a big event here in Wayne County. Again, sign-ups are underway. You can register on active.com, or you can stop by the Tourism Board office at the depot or call 427-3233. Also, registration forms can be picked up at the Tourism Board office at the depot, at Scriven, or Oldham City Halls. Online registration available, again, through active.com. Registration forms also available at local bait and tackle stores here in Wayne County. Again, this year's event returns to its roots. To win the Grand Slam, the boat must have the heaviest weigh-in of one of each of three species: catfish, mudfish, and gar. First place will be paid for heaviest weight in each category. Tournament prizes will be determined by the number of entries into the event. Weigh-in and tournament headquarters once again at JC Fairgrounds at JC Landing. Those fishing in the event can put in anywhere on the Altamar River, but they have legal permission to do so, but they must be in line at weigh-in at the fairgrounds. That's Saturday at 6 p.m. Always a fun event to watch the weigh-in of the fish. Have you ever done that?
The weighing of the fish?
The weighing of the fish.
The weighing of the fish.
The weighing of the fish. You know, you put them in there and you've got this many pounds.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm glad you do.
Tomorrow. I know we have Falcons football somewhere.
We do.
Yes, their first preseason game.
Yeah, all the NFL teams are in action this week. So I said they had the Hall of Fame game last week.
I'm going to look at this and see what we're going to do. I've actually got to sit down and look at the schedule, because we try and get at least one of each.
Jacksonville's first home game is next Thursday. Tampa Bay rolls in town.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how we're going to. With
they're on the road
tomorrow,
this week. I think they're in New England. The Jaguars are, so I'm not sure about the Falcons. I haven't really looked at the Falcons schedule.
I think what we'll do tomorrow is we'll play it by ear and do like we did with the Braves yesterday. When we're done with softball, whatever happens, then we'll go to Falcons on WIFO. Basically, it's a spring training game for us as well, to make sure that the equipment is working correctly. We don't have any issues once the season starts. But we do try and bring you at least 2 or 3 of the preseason games.
Falcons should be hungry. Like I said, made the Super Bowl last year, didn't win it, but they've got a lot of talent back this year. Got the new stadium. So it'll be fun to see how that stadium fills up. They say it's beautiful. Can't wait to see it. It opens up. Apparently, they got a Garth Brooks concert, the first event, on that Friday before the college football game, Saturday, with Alabama and Florida State. So it's a big weekend in Atlanta coming up, Labor Day weekend. It's going to be a huge game, Florida State, Alabama. I think Alabama's preseason number 1, Florida State's either 2 or 3, so it's going to be a great matchup. And Malik, speaking of Florida State, we announced that yesterday and the day before, but Malik Jackson from Wayne County moving to wide receiver for the Seminoles, so hopefully you'll see some more action on the field here his senior year.
Speaking of, we're talking about the Georgia Dome. People say, well, it's not that old a stadium. about 25 years now. That's a quarter century. The changes that have happened in the past 25 years, when you look back at it, the world is nothing like it was in 1992. I mean,
they're tearing it down. They're going to implode it. So when's that day? That's always fun to watch. Watch them implode the stadium. Yeah.
What I really,
Sad.
what I like to do, here's what I like to do, is you get the video of it imploding.
Yes.
And then I like to play it backwards. That's more fun watching it.
Come back up.
I'm easily amused.
They imploded Three Rivers a couple years ago. Just sad day. Sad to see stadiums.
All those stadiums are gone. The cookie cutters, they're all gone.
Childhood memories. Yeah. First night game, World Series played in Pittsburgh, 1971. I was there. Clemente hit it off the foul pole for the home run.
That wasn't the one you snuck out to go to the game.
No.
So was that a regular season game where you snuck out?
Yeah, regular season game. Yeah. Skip school. Yeah. It's one of those afternoon games. The bus came up, said to Three Rivers, and the school bus was behind it, so I had to decide which bus to get on. So my friend talked me into going to the game.
And how old were you when you did this?
13, I think.
Okay, so you were,
Yeah. Got in deep trouble.
You were old enough to know better, but young enough not to care.
The nuns are just like these students or teachers they called. Mrs. Morgan, is your son okay? He didn't come to school today. She's like, what?
You didn't think you're
I
coming.
I didn't think it through. I didn't think they'd miss me. But apparently they do. They wanted to know where I was.
So you think you got somebody?
They didn't have no cell phones. It wasn't like she could call me, so I didn't get it till I walked in the door.
And you thought that you got so many brothers and sisters they wouldn't miss one.
Exactly. I should have known walking in at 7:00.
Yeah. Okay, we just got a text. We got a text in here for Friday. It says, "Get to the game early. The band will do a pre-game show."
Right. I think they got the jacket walk. I'll get the exact time on the jacket walk. That's something they did last couple of years. Yeah. It's always fun. They line up and have the band play and the players come through. So the jacket walk's set for Friday night as well.
We were in the process of hiring our intern for video coverage of these games for you, like we did last year. That was very popular. We intend to do that again.
I'm pretty sure the Touchdown Club's going to have their booth set up. I said they'll have concession stand opened up, so it's just going to be like a regular Friday night game. It's just a scrimmage, as you said.
It doesn't count. That's basically the only. They're going to play it like a regular game.
Right.
Full contact.
And don't tell the kids it doesn't count. Don't tell the fans. Everybody, it counts. They're going to keep score. So
nobody. So
they still remember they beat us last year.
They're not handing out trophies to everybody for participating.
No, they will not be doing that.
Here's your trophy.
I'm gonna get you a trophy. That's what I'm gonna get you tomorrow. I got to go. I think that's the end of the World Famous Butch and Bob Show for what's today? I don't even know what day it is. Wednesday. Okay, yes. For a Wednesday. Good to see you, Jonathan. Have a great day.
All right, bye, Bob.
See you.
World famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO, brought to you by Murphy's Builder Supply, Jesup Premium Storage, Republic Services, and Mike Birch Ford. 8:32. Good morning from WIFO FM. Murphy's Builder Supply is where you need to go for all